rotator cuff injury.
Oh, God, stop it. Mary Kay Cabot. Let's stop wasting her time before she hangs up on us. From Cleveland.com and the Plain Dealer, Mary Kay Cabot, good morning to you, Mary Kay. Sorry you had to listen to that. My boy's always injured. He's playing at all these softball games or whatnot. He doesn't play high-level sports, and this guy's getting hurt. See what I deal with here on the airways this early in the morning?
I'm so sorry that you have to deal with that, but no, I didn't mind listening to it.
Oh, no, I bet you didn't.
You're too nice.
You were way too nice, Mary Kay. We are idiots here. But
sorry.
Look, we got a big football game in Cleveland going down. We wanted to get you on because when I think of the Cleveland Browns and who covers them, Mary Kay Cabot, you always pop up on my timeline here. So you cover the Browns as well as anybody out there. So let's get down to business here. First and foremost, the quarterback, DeShaun Watson. What's going on with him?
Well, we'll find out when we get out there today for practice if he's going to be out there throwing a little bit. I think he probably will be, but he will be limited today if he throws at all. So I'm guessing he'll try to ramp up as the week goes along, and he'll give it a whirl. He'll try to go on Sunday against the 49ers. He knows how much his team needs him, and he knows how important this is to the Cleveland Browns.
Now, Mary Kay, I was talking to a member of the Browns backers. We got a chapter out here in the Bay Area, and I was asking him, David Fallhouse, I go, what's going on in Cleveland? How are you guys feeling about the quarterback? And he goes, man, Watson sucks. We want Baker Mayfield back. Is that where Brown fans are at right now? They want Baker back?
No, I really don't think that's representative of the fan base here in Cleveland. I think that ship had sailed. Yeah, I mean, sure, there are some, Baker fans still out there, but no, I don't think it's anything like that at all. I think people recognize what's been going on so far with DeShaun and are still expecting to see the player that the Browns traded for, the $230 million man.
Yeah, how was that received? Because I know, like, when the Niners had moved up to number 3 overall, we had thought that the Niners were in on DeShaun Watson, and then because of the stuff that he was going through off the field, I feel like they backed off that. And I believe that the fan base, the owner, they've said some things in the past. We've had our own history with some things that have happened to some of the players that they wanted no part of him. And I don't think the fans really wanted a part of him after that. How did the fans receive him?
Well, it was, a lot of mixed emotions. It was sort of a town divided. I would say half the fans were all for it and excited about a quarterback who could get the Cleveland Browns to a Super Bowl, and probably half the fans wanted no part of him. So I think in many respects, there are still plenty of fans that have not embraced the whole DeShaun Watson experience yet, but there are lots of fans who are behind him.
So what's happened? Because he was a really good player for the Houston Texans. What's happened? Like, is it familiarity with the offense, lack of playmakers on the outside,
rust?
Yeah, rust. Like, what is it that it just doesn't look the same?
Well, I think you kind of have to throw last year out the window. He came back with 6 games left. The team, just wasn't ready to pivot to him. It was a completely different style of quarterback. They didn't really know exactly how to call a game for him. They didn't have the offense designed around him. He had not practiced since the very end of training camp and just kind of tried to get thrown in there after 700 days of no football and an 11-game suspension. It did not work out well. There were also extenuating circumstances in terms of, a weather game and a game in Houston and all different kinds of things. So I kind of throw that last 6 games out the window, and I've just been really trying to focus on what he's done this season. And when you look at it, you go to the first game against the Cincinnati Bengals, it was raining that whole entire game. And Joe Burrow, coming off a calf, did not play well. DeShaun did not play well in the rain. Those guys they did not handle those conditions very well at all. So that was that. And then the last game, DeShaun did not play at all. Dorian Thompson-Robinson played against the Ravens. So you're really only talking about 2 games. The sample size is small. You're talking about 2 games that he's played so far this season. And, I think over the next 6-7 weeks, if he's healthy, we'll have a much better idea of what he's all about.
We're talking to Mary Kay Cabot, Browns beat writer for Cleveland.com, and the Plain Dealer does a great job covering the Browns. And if Watson can't get right, Mary Kay, then the Browns are cooking with something in the AFC because this defense looks as good as any defense in the league. We're going to have 2 great defenses on the field on Sunday, led by Myles Garrett. The Browns defense under Jim Schwartz, they look like they're on another level. The secondary's good. They got a good linebacking core, and it all starts with Myles Garrett up front. Tell us about Myles Garrett and how he's playing in 2023.
Well, you're right about everything that you said, except for the fact that the Browns just got beat 28-3 by the Baltimore Ravens. So, I mean, I think you have to take everything with a little bit of a grain of salt. And I kept wondering when people were talking about this defense as the 85 Bears, what might happen in the next 2 weeks when they played the Ravens and the 49ers. So, let's just see how this goes this week. I think it's going to be a really, really tough test and challenge for this defense. And it didn't help the defense against the Ravens that DTR, the rookie quarterback, threw 3 interceptions, 2 of which resulted in touchdowns for the Ravens. So that kind of hurt the defense there. But certainly they do have a lot of talent on this defense, and you do start with Myles Garrett. You have to block him. You have to double team him, and he can wreck a game. And Kyle Shanahan will know that about him.
Yep.
He will have number 95 circled in red, and he's going to have to because he moves all over the place. He'll find that favorable matchup. He'll find the weak link on the line. He'll come from anywhere. And, he's kind of on a little bit of a tear this season. So he did walk out of the Ravens game with a walking boot on his left foot. He said he'll be fine. I expect him to be, and so he will be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, we're at the other side of the ball. Like, losing Nick Chubb, everybody was, heartbroken for the guy. I mean, it's just devastating injury. But I feel like Stefanski knows offense. I like him as a coach. Who are the weapons that they need to worry themselves, the Niners defense, with, and who's playing well right now on the offensive side of the ball?
Well, Amari Cooper has been playing really well, and he's got a nice chemistry with DeShaun Watson. If DeShaun plays this game, that's a connection that any defense would have to worry about, those two guys, because Amari can get open, he can make the contested catch, he's got speed, he's got great hands, he's an excellent route runner. So he's number one. Again, without Nick Chubb, this offense isn't what it used to be, and they're trying to run the ball by committee with Jerome Ford, Kareem Hunt. You'll probably see a little bit more of Pierre Strong this week. And then, they haven't gotten most of the other receivers involved. Really, here's a shocking stat. I think that you will find it so. DeShaun Watson has only thrown 1 touchdown pass to a receiver this whole entire season, and that's to Amari Cooper. So they really need to start getting the other receivers involved in the passing game. They haven't gotten the most out of tight end David Njoku yet. They haven't gotten enough out of Elijah Moore yet. So it's really a work in progress, this new overhauled offense.
Yeah, no doubt. Kevin Stefanski, he's known for offense. And, you got the offensive line out there in Cleveland to make things happen with this offense. So we'll see about that. Going back over to the defense, though, because I'm very intrigued with them. I know you brought up the Ravens game, but Jim Schwartz coming over with all these blitz packages. This secondary, I think, is legit. Started with Denzel Ward, and I'm very eager to see this matchup between Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel, and the Niners' weapons against this secondary. How good is the secondary, Mary Kay?
It's very talented. They're very good, and I think they're going to start getting their hands on some footballs. I think they're going to start getting the takeaways that they need, because that's one problem that the Browns have had this season. They've given it away 10 times, taken it away only 3. They're -7 in the turnover differential. That's not going to get you anywhere. But from a secondary standpoint, they really do have some talent. Martin Emerson, good young cornerback, Greg Newsome, Denzel Ward, Grant Delpit, Juan Thornhill. It's a good bunch.
Yeah, I like this bunch a lot. Finally, before we let you go, Mary Kay, and we do appreciate the time, the owner, Jimmy Haslam, because we're talking about ownership here. Jay York has done a great job after having some bumps and bruises early on in his tenure. Where are the Brown fans at? Where are we at with Jimmy Haslam? As he's bought the Milwaukee Bucks, he's done some controversial things. Obviously, giving DeShaun Watson $230 million guaranteed, which I know a lot of owners were ticked off at. Where are Browns fans at with Jimmy Haslam? How's the ownership group in Cleveland? Are they out buying in on him, or where are we at with Jimmy Haslam?
Well, let's see how this season goes. If DeShaun doesn't play well and things kind of go south, then I think that people will be jumping ship and up in arms and all those different kinds of things that you can say. But right now, I think what they see is an owner who is willing to reach into those deep pockets of his and spend any amount of money that the front office wants him to make this team good. So I think people appreciate that. But now they want to see a winner. We'll see how it goes.
All right, Mary Kay. Good stuff, man. I love your insight as always.
Thank you
Have fun
very
covering
much.
the game. Hopefully the weather's all right. Our text line is telling us, and our YouTube page is telling us it's going to be 50% rain. Going to get some nasty weather out there.
Well, I just looked at the forecast myself, and it says it's supposed to maybe rain in the morning and then clear in the afternoon. But you never really know when you're on the lakefront because it can change from hour to hour. But right now, we're looking at maybe like mid-50s and possible clear skies by afternoon.
All right. Mary Kay Cabot, Cleveland Plain Dealer, Cleveland.com, Browns beat writers. Mary Kay, you're awesome. Thanks for the continued good luck on Sunday. We'll be reading your work.
Sure. Thanks a lot, guys.
Anytime. Mary Kay Cabot here on the Morning Roast on 95.7 The Game, winning best in the business when it comes to covering football. She knows her stuff.